So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for everybody's favorite segment turned podcast. And it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. Oh, yes. I've been waiting for this one. Dynamite Dave, when it comes to Kota Ibushi, one of the injuries that was really serious recently, and Ibushi will be out for 2 years. He's already 42 or 43. And he's like, I'll come back. It's like, no, you're not going to come back, dude. And he says his legs fall apart and all this. And they aired the injury. They aired Josh Alexander throwing Ibushi out of the ring. Okay, and it's just the incompetence level of AEW, and I mean that's fine. Like ECW would do like that, and they would break down like, "Hey, this is where this guy got hurt." But I don't know, man. It just seems so. It was a taped show. Like it just seems so lazy. Like you know, Tony Khan really cares. Can you believe they cut him when he's hurt? Can you believe Tony left that injury on TV? Like, you know, we could play this game all day. And I tweeted this out today. I was like, I love how the Meltzer sicko spin is WWE hurt AEW's creative and got Kota Ibushi injured by having Andrade under contract. That's what the narrative is being painted here, okay? Meltzer's going pretty much saying that WWE hurt AEW's creative and got Kota Ibushi injured by having Andrade under a contract. It's not, oh, you know, Tony Khan shouldn't have signed this guy. Where's Tony Khan's lawyers?
The best guy's Tony Khan.
To go over contracts and figure out who's signed and who isn't and all this. Like, it's the most Bush League amateur of all time. So Tryon Bryan had this to say about Andrade, and we will circle back to the Kota Ibushi, but while I'm ranting about it, WWE is reportedly trying to enforce a 1-year non-compete clause on Andrade. And if you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you're listening to this in a clip or if you're here in the live, vote in the poll. Who screwed Andrade? WWE/Triple H, AEW/Tony Khan for signing him and potentially getting him sued. People are talking about Andrade should sue. He's going to get sued. AEW is going to get sued, man. And or did Andrade screw himself? I voted. Do you guys want to know what my vote was? Andrade screwed himself. That's just my opinion. But Brian says this. They're trying to hold him to the terms of his deal. The terms of the TKO contract, I believe this was in the prior contracts as well. But for sure, it's the new contracts, is that if you are fired with cause, they are going to try and hold you to a 1-year non-compete. Fired for cause or a breach of contract. So what they're trying to do now is not allow him to work for a year. See how they're trying to shape this narrative. See, they're trying to make a man not work for a year. Bro, he was like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's all allegedly, but
allegedly.
I mean, Tony the Snowman, Andrade the Snowman, allegedly. This is according to the IWC and whatnot, right? I mean, I'm not the first guy to say the shit, right? He's out there doing whatever. He's failing shit and all, whatever. He should have read that. Where's his lawyers? He signed to WWE after the TKO shit. He came back to WWE. So how didn't he know that? It was part of his deal. He just fucked himself over. Then Tony's such a dumbass. They didn't look over his old deal just to doubly check. They didn't have their lawyers look over his shit just to check, like, okay, is he good? And then look over his new shit. And how, like, you know what I mean? It's just amateur hour. Where is the responsibility on the company that just signed him and fucked up? Where's the responsibility on him? Brian's like, oh, man, they're trying to starve this man for a year. Dude, he breached his fucking deal. That's a new clause. Get over it. Okay? If the same thing happened to a guy in the NFL, that's what fucking happens. Welcome to the real world, right? You work in the mines, you fail a piss test. Or whatever, right? They don't need people fucking not sleeping for 2 days on the job or falling asleep on the job or whatever, depending what your poison of choice is there, buds, you know? But fucking it is what it is, man. I mean, I don't know what Brian's like, the narrative. So what they're trying to do is not allow him to work for a year. Who cares? You and Dave tried to let him not have a job, period. Dave tried to say Tony shouldn't hire him. When he was in AEW, Dave tried to bury Andrade. Dave doesn't want him to have work, period. Tell that to your boss. So what Dave's trying to do is have this man not have a job at all. At all. Tony Khan at the Wrestle Dream media scrum was asked about the Andrade situation, and this is Wrestling Observer reported this, and that's why this is in here. We'll talk about this more on PWT Sicko Saturday, but Tony Khan said that Andrade is an amazing wrestler, and he has tons of respect for him, blah, 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 the same old bullshit. But the Observer say, we have confirmed through multiple sources that the new TKO contracts have a clause where if you are fired for a cause of breach, there is a 1-year non-compete. We have confirmed this. Why didn't you guys know it back then? So, Dave, you don't study the business and you didn't know it back then? Why didn't you know it back then? We discovered it now after an AEW guy told us what was in his contract. After Tony finally had his lawyers do their job. And then they texted me right away. They're my lawyers, too. I'm actually Tony's lawyer, Brian. I studied law. The older contracts had this, but it's standard now. This is the holdup involving Andrade. Oh, we need Andrade now. All of a sudden, they're just clamoring for fucking Andrade El Idolo, right? So we talked about Kota Ibushi, though, and essentially, like, basically what, and again, I don't know if this is Observer. It is a little bit them, but it's just the narrative floating around. If you go on Twitter, you will see this. If you're reading what the sheets are all saying, it's like, because of the change of creative of Andrade not being there, because WWE has him for a year long or whatever the fuck, or like he's frozen for a year, can't no compete for a year. Because what WWE did, it caused a change in booking, which means on the taped Collision, there was a change in booking. And that's why Kota Ibushi got hurt. That's literally what the fuck is being thrown out there. And it's completely ridiculous. No one's saying it blatantly, but like we all share the commonality of language. I'm able to pick up what you're putting down here. As the Jive would say, as the Jive Talkin' would say, right? My ilk. So, Dynamite Dave, I'm from the 70s, guys. Rock on, rock and roll, right, fellas? So, Dynamite Dave calls the match that quite possibly ended Kota Ibushi's career good. Oh, you mean the one where he was on the top rope and the guy just dropped him and he almost died and he broke his leg for 2 years? Yeah, that was a great one, man. And then after sending out Mark Davis to start pounding on him after an injury, so they send Mark Davis out, quick, just run and get some heat on him. It's like Shockmaster. Tony, oh, I don't know what to do. Just get out there. Get some heat on him.
Tony Khan.
What the fuck? Go and start beating him up, dude? Oh my God. It's a work. I mean, it's a shoot in AEW. Everything's a shoot. So after that, he starts babbling about matches that not one human being without the initials TK or DM cares about. Who do you mean? TK? I can't even name I don't know another. Tony Knight? Is that a famous person? What's a TK name? I can't even. Oh my God. DM? You mean what? Dawn Marie? You mean dummy? Yeah. Here, let's listen to Dave put over this fucking horrendous match with a horrendous injury.
The opening match, they actually aired the Kota Ibushi match with Josh Alexander.
Yeah. It was a good match until the finish.
Well, the match wasn't bad, but man, Kota was so...
It was a good match until the finish. What was the finish? Fatality. Fatality. What was the finish? It was a good match until the finish. Well, what was the finish supposed to be? You don't even know that was the finish, Dave. He just fell off the thing and almost died. That's not a finish to the match. That's not the finish. That's a shoot injury, and that wasn't even... You mean the end of the match, Dave?
Slow. I mean, from the very start of this match... He's just so slow now, and it was sad watching it because, number one, he's just so slow now, and number two, knowing that his doom was coming.
Well, that was...
You'd say the same about Dave. Am I right, fellas?
Part was the doom. The thing is that he actually looked better than he's looked.
Oh, no, Dave. See, Dave doesn't care. These are his fucking toys. He's a fucking sicko, guys, okay? He doesn't care. These are his little toys. He will just YouTube search up wrestling highlights. If AEW wasn't a thing, Dave just wants to see people get hurt. He doesn't care if they die. He doesn't care that all of his 5-star merchants, Ibushi, Omega, Ospreay, all these guys, Danielson, they're fucking wrecked. Their necks are wrecked. Their heads are wrecked. Their bodies are wrecked. Ibushi's legs are wrecked, and Dave's going, he looked better than he has, actually. No, he fucking doesn't. He looks terrible. He looks shitty. You just want to see him do like a 450 Falcon Arrow splash off the top or whatever the fuck with Kenny Omega while they kiss, called the Golden Shower or whatever the fuck their tag team is called. You just want to see that happen, dude. Again. Meanwhile, he can't do that, or he might fucking break a collarbone or a clavicle or something. No, Dave, no, he didn't look better. He looks like shit, and Alvarez is right. And again, we say trying Brian, but that other shit he pulls, no, he's not trying. Brian's just a hoe.
Sometimes in life, you got to be a hoe.
But what Brian's doing here, at least, is pointing out, like, dude, it was sad watching him hobble around all old and shit, and then knowing that it ends with him just getting dropped and nearly dying and breaking his leg off. Yeah, that's fucking... Dave's like, I mean, this is real wrestling. It's a shoot, Brian. It's fucked up, bro. This company's crooked, man. It's cooked, bro. It's done. It's cooked. Like, you know, like you're watching this match and you're watching this guy just look like a shell of himself, and you know it's going to end when he gets dropped and then stretchered out. We know that's going to happen. Why fucking air it? Why sit there and try and go, oh, I mean, you know, it was really good, actually. He looked great. The last time we saw him, he was laying on a bed of nails. I mean, this time, he almost just fell to his death, Brian. And the time before that, he was on a fucking bicycle. Like, what jousting with someone and could have impaled himself. Like, what does Dave want? He won't be satisfied till someone really gets fucking hurt, dude.
Well, that was the part was the doom. The thing is
that was the part. That was the part. I mean, knowing that he fought. That is really scary. But you know, he was really good.
Well, that was the part was the doom. The thing is that he actually looked better than he's looked. But
I think he had one match before this where he looked a lot better.
Yeah, I thought he was doing good. I mean, Josh Alexander's a good wrestler too. But I mean, as far as like, I thought this match was. It wasn't great. It was not a great match or nothing, but
they're good wrestlers. Everyone's good wrestlers, Dave. God, he's so elementary, so mediocre. He's so fucking pedestrian with his shit. He's so like Dave just he's such a simpleton, dude. I don't know what happened. He just lost it. He lost his mind somewhere.
A good match, and then you know, they went on the top rope, and Josh just...
Oh, you know, all the wrestlers are good, so it just means it's a good match, and because they're good, but no, Dave, everyone's good at wrestling. Like, everyone's fucking mom's good at wrestling in 2025. Everyone does everything these days, okay? It's like, no, everyone's good at it, bro. It's not the question of that. It's like, was this match good? No, it wasn't. He almost dropped him, and like... God damn it!
Like lost him, and he free falled, and
he free fell.
They're on the top, and Josh lifts him up onto his shoulder.
How can it be even a good match if the whole point is keep the other guy safe and people shouldn't be free falling? Should always be in control.
Shoulders, like he's going to do a rolling fireman's carry or something, and he leaned back a little bit too much and kind of started to lose his balance, and so Ibushi just bailed, and I think Ibushi was thinking, if I bail right now, I can take the bump where I hit the barricade, and I'll just sell that. But unfortunately, his knees hit the ground first. And I don't know how to explain this other than if you hear that the guy broke his femur, your first thought is,
oh, yeah, what I think he thought. So, like, Brian here, what Brian's trying to do here is fucking be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, Ibushi was, like, trying to go to the barricade and, like, to take the bump off that. Fuck it, no, dipshit. Stop making excuses. He fucking fell. He fell. Josh dropped him. Whatever happened, they fucking fell. And... oh, yeah, dude, I'm just going to hurl myself head first towards the barricade. No, motherfucker. He's trying to make sure he didn't land and break his neck on the fucking barricade. And then his knees hit first, dude. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to hurl myself in it. Like, is he a good wrestler or not? I think the idea was he's actually very skilled and talented, and we should actually still give this 4 stars, I think. Right, Daddy Dave?
How in the hell do you break your femur? It's like the thickest bone in your body.
Because his legs are fucked. How in the hell do you break your femur? Because he said his legs don't work in an interview. And you want to see him do flips. You want to see him fucking take top rope, avalanche, whatever the fucks from Josh Alexander. You guys are sick.
If you see the way he landed in the second the second angle, it was like he hit his knees in just such an angle that you can just like it was horrible. And like he goes down and he does not get up. And the referee runs out there and he checks on Ibushi. And
it was a great finish.
Ibushi is not moving. He is hurting. And so they send Alexander back into the ring. The doctor comes over to check on Ibushi, and then the referee counts him out. So I don't know this for sure, but based on what happens afterwards,
why would it be a DQ? So he got beat up and then counted out. Oh my god! So he hurts himself for shoot. Everyone knows it's a fucking shoot. The best guy is
Tony Khan.
The booker of the year goes, I know, run out there and beat him up, and then count him out after. The fuck, man. This company's a fucking dud, buddy. Like,
I think that Alexander was going to win, and then we were going to have the big schmaz afterwards, and Kenny's going to.
Yeah, I bet that's what you fucking thought. So here we go. Here's Dave. Here's the continuation of that last clip. Guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, become a member. You can super chat in. I'm going to read those at the end of the show. And yeah, appreciate you guys so much for being here on hashtag Double DMW Thursdays.
And so they send Alexander back into the ring. The doctor comes over to check on Ibushi, and then the referee counts him out. So I don't know this for sure, but based on what happens afterwards, I think that Alexander was going to win, and then we were going to have the big schmaz afterwards, and Kenny's going to come out to make the save.
Well, they were building it to Kenny and Kota against Mark Davis and Alexander.
Well, maybe Mark.
What a fucking Oh my god! Why waste it on like?
Davis was going to interfere and cost Ibushi the match. All I know is that Ibushi gets hurt.
Probably, he was going to get involved, and then Kenny was going to make the save.
So
why do all this? Well, they were building to Ibushi and Alexander, but Alexander just threw him off the top rope to his death. He was going to do a top rope avalanche, whatever the fuck. Why are they wrestling then? Why not just have the match Ibushi, Omega? Why not just build to it using storytelling? And build like a fucking situation where it's like a Sting and Luger who are like kind of want to, I don't know, something. Like go watch just steal some old Eric Bischoff shit, dude. What the fuck? Like figure this the fuck out. I just don't get it, man. So then why was Alexander throwing him off the top rope if they're building to that match? I was just seeing that. I was just watching it. And then Kenny ran out and fought everybody. So I just saw that. What are you talking about? If it's Kenny and Ibushi versus Alexander and Davis, why? Because they're just two guys from the same faction. We know they're going to lose. We know those two guys are just going to lose. So what's the point of that? What's the point of that at the pay-per-view? What is the point of that? What's the point of any of this? What's the point of Ibushi getting thrown off the fucking thing and breaking his femur? If the result is he's going to tag against Davis and Alexander again and fucking beat them. So predictably, everyone knows it draws no money. Get outdrawn by TNA Bound for Glory. That's what it was all for? I don't know, man. My faith in AEW has just never been as low as it has been, and it's because of fucking Dave and Brian. Tony's listening to this. Well, they're right. It was a good match until the finish. It's not a finish. He fell and broke his shit. That's not a finish. You guys need help.
And then, like, as he's laying on the ground, the doctor's trying to help this guy that can't even stand up because his femur's broken. They actually sent out Mark Davis
to pound on him.
And he starts fucking pounding on Kota Ibushi's on the ground. I went, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like he's grabbing his head and he's punching him and everything. And then they hit Kenny Omega's music and Kenny Omega comes out and you can see that, like, I don't think Kenny's blaming anybody, but you can see that, like,
he's like, what the fuck? I have like, a couple years left before my stomach explodes for real, and I have fucking planned to do this match, and it's already a piece of shit, dud. And you just fucking threw my friend and snapped him in half, doing this dumb shit that I encouraged. So who you mad at, Kenny? Who the fuck you getting mad at, bud?
Bad mood. This guy got hurt.
Yeah.
He's fucking, he's throwing chairs at people's head.
It's one of his best friends.
I know, man. It was just like, I don't know. When you
And then
break
Kenny gets hot. I'm angry. I wouldn't hire half of you. Ba-bang. Mwah. Throws a chair, blows a kiss. Wata. Mwah. Ole. Toupe. Avante. Shante. Triple plie. Come on, man. Who the fuck are you getting mad at? Why are you mad? You told him to go out there and do that shit. You're one of the bosses. Fuck.
when you have an injury like this, it's kind of like,
man.
let's just stop the show.
Agreed.
Let's get this poor guy out of here. Let's get a stretcher. We don't need to do the angle that involves beating the guy with a broken leg.
Why are we fucking
I
beating
don't
him
know.
up?
It was just,
Oh my god,
God.
dude.
and that was
And then
that.
listen to Dave. He's just go, yeah, you know, and then watch what he does here.
They still shot an angle for a match they can't do, is what basically happened here.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Where's the creativity? Where's the last minute? Okay, you know what? It's like that moment in Unreal where you see Triple H behind the scenes and then they have to get the camera shot for Cena's heel turn. And then Triple H gets on the headset and he goes, okay, freestyle. And then he starts talking to the producer. I think it was Lee Fitting, right? Who's the guy responsible for all that? He goes, okay, listen, freestyle, like, no, you know, we're going, just listen to me and follow along. And then Triple H is like, okay, John's doing this, get this and that. And then Fitting's calling it. All right, go to 2, 6, 1. Like, where's that, bro? Tony just likes to sit in Gorilla. Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's fair. Give him 30 and 5. And 5 with the 30. No, I said 30 and 5. Or 25. I can't remember. Like, the fuck are you doing back there? Where, dude, you shot an angle for a fucking match you can't do. And then Kenny's out there throwing chairs at guys, hitting them with fuck. The fuck, man. And then, yeah, that's really a great working environment. If that happened in the Fed, everyone would be crying. How dare Punk hurt, like, you know, whip a chair at this guy for fucking payback for his friend. But Dave and them, they'd be virtue signaling. Can you believe? I mean, he's unhinged. But fucking Kenny goes out there and he's cracking guys, throwing chairs at heads. Oh, he was hot, you know, that's his best friend. It's all good. Meanwhile, Tony Khan fears for his life when Punk shoves Jack Barry. But Kenny can go out and Bradshaw people and fucking fucking APA versus Public Enemies. These guys and fucking is, oh yeah, they're just hot, you know. Man, I'm so tired of this fucking like one-way street, good for me, not for the cherry picking ass bullshit.
Yeah, well, they're going to Kenny and Luchasaurus and Jack Perry against Josh Alexander and Hechicero.
What is Dave talking about? Who cares?
Who's the third guy? Mark Davis. Yeah, they announced a ton for.
So look what he tries to do. Brian, listen to this again. I know I rambled. I won't pause. I'll let it play. He fucking goes. Brian goes like, man, and they shot an angle for some match they can't do. And then Dave just goes, well, they is in the Callis family, literally proving that it doesn't matter. None of it matters. Like, you just stick any guy from the Callis family in there. That's what I mean. The story is just to get them to win. It's so fucking boring, mundane. It's just low level, lowbrow, like whatever. It's just, you just want to see flips and shit. You just want to see Danielson like do a dive and crack his skull open or something, and then you'll be pleased finally. And then you'll give him 7 stars for it. You know, like, I swear, dude, it's like this morbid way of looking at wrestling. But here's what I'm saying though. Brian points out something good. Dave just completely deflects and starts talking about other guys that are booked. And well, they announced a bunch of other shit. I mean, who gives a fuck if one of these guys gets hurt? That's what he's saying. And that's why the sickos act like this. This is when you get in arguments with sickos, they go, I don't care if AEW goes out of business. I'll just watch something else. Exactly. So shut the fuck up. You know, because here's the problem. We're not going to get another billionaire like this who can waste hundreds of millions of dollars on wrestling like this. So we need AEW to rise like TNA did. We need AEW to do it. Otherwise, like, what's going to happen? Number 2 in TNA ratings, sweet. But Tony Khan's still got that cha-ching. And his family still got some of those connects that could take any company to the next level and really compete with WWE. We're never going to see it. So just enjoy the Again, enjoy NXT. As long as NXT sort of stays separate and it's in the conversation there, I'm cool with that. A little taste, a little daddy magic taste of WWE, but it's like TNA, AEW, NXT. You know, that's the competition. WWE just light years ahead. Tony still could maybe have a chance. He's got to stop listening to Dave.
Basically happened here.
Yeah, well, they're going to Kenny and Luchasaurus and Jack Perry against Josh Alexander.
So he just goes, they're going to Kenny.
Hechicero.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. They're just going to Kenny. So
who's the third guy? Mark Davis. Yeah. They announced a ton for they announced 4 new matches for the pay-per-view.
oh my God. Wow. They announced 4 new matches, Dave. Wow. So fuck this guy. No comment on the guy you're going to try and give Booker of the Year to. No comment about him telling them to shoot an angle on an injured guy by beating him down for a match that they can't even do at fucking Wrestle Dream. You're a clown and a fraud and you don't care. You're a piece of shit. And then he starts just talking about these matches here. I don't know if it's going to fucking... Yeah, he starts saying
They
like...
send Alexander back.
He starts talking about like Tekla.
And so
and,
they...
Who's the third guy? Mark Davis. Yeah.
And
They announced a ton.
Tekla's got the sauce, bro. My word, does she just have it, man? She needs the Fed real bad. But if she can just like lay in the cut for 3 years, make a shitload of money, get to WWE, man, Tekla is her, dude. They say aura farming. That's what she does, man. Watch her promo from the show on Wednesday. Whatever that, she's got that spider sauce. I don't know what that shit is. Anyways, I'm just going to stop fawning over Tekla. It doesn't want me to play the end of the clip. It doesn't matter. It's just Dave going, there's other matches, Brian. Fuck Ibushi. So moving along here, we spent so long on that. But in talking about Andrade, who we talked about a little bit, he disappeared. And so here is Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez's analysis on where Andrade's been at. And this was a couple days ago before like kind of all of the contract WWE stuff came out. So don't give them too much shit for this clip. We'll just have a listen. You know, if they're off on some shit, I mean, it's like, okay, hindsight's 2020.
Don Callis turned 62, and so all of the Don Callis family members, except for Takeshita and the mystery man Andrade, who also is not mentioned at all anymore.
Where in the hell is this guy?
I have no answers.
Something happened because he disappeared. Like he made the...
And so I made the jokes too at the time. I was like, dude, he probably just took the money and then took off to Colombia again. But he's got guaranteed money. And maybe he did just fuck off and is ghosting everyone until this blows over. But I think that's not the case. I think they just realized we fucked up. And Andre really put Tony in a fucking pickle. And I just think they're working it out. I think he's on the phones and his lawyers know what's going on. I think everybody knows what's going on the Andrade front right now.
The one appearance, he's completely vanished. He's never mentioned. And he's been scheduled for other shows. Like he had a match with LA Park coming up.
Right.
Not on the show anymore. Just vanished.
What about that title he won and shit? He wasn't allowed to do that. In WWE, this never really came to light until he went on AEW TV. Now, I'm not going to lie, though. What Andrade's doing is pretty gangster. Like, it's not often you even get, like Rick Rude was on the same show on the same night. 2 different companies. Lex Luger did a house show. Like he was on TV that week, did a house show the night before, showed up on Monday Nitro. That shit's pretty gangster. You don't get moments like that anymore. It's pretty tight that Andrade's like technically under a WWE contract, technically, if they have a freeze on him, right? Because wouldn't he like a no compete? I think he'd be getting paid during that as well. Or am I wrong on that? His 1 year no compete. I think they have to pay him on that, or am I incorrect about that? Someone, and who knows? I don't know. Lex, what do you know about this stuff? You're good with contracts. What do you think about the new TKO deals? Lex?
I don't know.
Me neither, because apparently all this new stuff is coming out about them. But Andrade, though, it's pretty gangster that he's like, he just shows up in AEW, kind of doing this. He won a belt, even though he's not allowed to be in any company, but like they're not going to sue him because it's like a new thing. This might all get settled quietly. It might not blow up that big, but I wouldn't listen to like the BJ Bethels and the Bryans and the Daves. I mean, or I don't know if Brian and Dave have said this, but anybody's telling Andrade like he should sue WWE. I've seen people saying that, bro, and like. I just think that's so stupid. You don't have to be a lawyer, in my opinion, to know, like, don't do that because. And people are like, well, he could use Tony Khan's lawyers. Yeah. Then you are the cause of a lawsuit between WWE and AEW and fucking. I mean, that's happened with other companies in the past, but I thought Tony Khan wanted to avoid the mistakes of. Of all the old companies. So now you're going to pull a Heyman and just start fucking suing Bischoff and stuff like, what are you doing, man? You can't do that. Don't get Tony involved. Don't do that. If AEW gets sued, they'd be fucked because he's just not supposed to be there. And they look so incompetent, les incompetents, by fucking allowing him to go on TV while under this period. Like no one looked his shit over. That's wild to me, dude. Anyways.
Yeah, they canceled that one. I don't know.
And no one seems to know.
There's people who know, but they're keeping quiet. They're not.
I'm one of them.
On me,
Dave. I'm one of them. They won't tell me.
Because I know people that absolutely should know, and they don't know.
I just hate how it's like I know people who say they should know, but they don't know. And I don't know these people. I know people. Do you know people? I know people who know some people that know that they should know these people. Dave's like, oh, well, I know people that actually said different things about these people and the people you said you knew who knew people. Right. It's like, wow. Oh, no, I've gone cross-eyed. Like, what the fuck? What are you fucking chuckle fucks babbling about? Just say it. Just say it already. Or just be like, hey, this is shit I'm hearing. I heard people who said the exact opposite. Okay.
Yeah, I know people who know, but they won't tell me. So they force me to speculate, which I'm not going to do.
They force me to speculate, which I'm not going to do, except for that's what this whole fucking clip is me speculating. All I ever do is speculate, but I fucking won't speculate, except for this whole clip is us speculating about what's going on.
As I know, he's still booked for a show on Saturday in Puerto Rico. As far as I know, we'll find out if he does that show or not. He was challenging for the Universal title down there on that day. But, he wasn't there.
Unbelievable. So when it comes to Santos Escobar, or is there more? No. When it comes to Santos Escobar here, after Santos, this is what Observer said, after Santos Escobar's WWE contract expiration, the belief from several in the company was that he was headed to AEW, although there's no evidence they even opened up talks. He was then given, He was then given a significantly larger offer and agreed to a new multi-year deal. So Dave was the one going, everyone's saying he's going to AEW. And then all of a sudden he goes, although there's no evidence they even opened up talks. So you just admitted that you're a liar. You just admitted that you lied about the shit you fantasy booked before. Dave, just fantasy book it and say it's fantasy booking it. Or just say, I'm not a news outlet. I'm not. I'm just like, I talk about rumors and this is the clown show. This is the freak show. Everybody fucking grab a corn dog, get some nuts, and fucking come along for the ride, right? That's what I do. So Dave Meltzer said unfamiliar night for AEW. So this is like Dave's cope over ratings here. He goes, ratings ended up 625K, 0.12 for NXT, and 321K, 0.07 for Dynamite. Last year, same circumstance was 874.24 and 329. Doesn't include Max and had the unfamiliar night. More details in the issue. He's trying to paint this narrative of like, well, actually, NXT did double their rating last time, and AEW did pretty much the same rating. And without the Max number, this means they did 80 bagillion jillion, Brian. That's all he's trying to do. And it's just this weird, like, fucking no serious person takes how he does these like mental gymnastic manipulations serious. And that is fucked for NXT, though. It is. But again, just what he's gonna how he's gonna try and spin this shit. And he already did. This was a while ago. Here's Dave Meltzer arguing with Josh Eisenberg. So Dave Meltzer responds to Josh Eisenberg, who says, "No reason to lie, but no real sources." And this Josh Eisenberg gentleman just calls out Dave Meltzer. Josh Eisenberg here, just for those of you who don't know, he is I forget what the fuck he is. He's something on TV. He does something on TV, I believe, right? And he goes, I don't subscribe, or Dave Meltzer says this is such a bad week to make that conjecture. Dave Meltzer will come off the back of like classically bad weeks, and then he'll sit there and go, "Oh yeah, this week has been one of the best ever for me." Meanwhile, it's like one of the worst weeks ever. Everyone's certain Santos is going to AEW. He just resigns with WWE. Every single story Dave gets wrong, he sits there and goes, "Yeah, but at the time, that's what it was." So then you were never wrong. You're 100% all the time. That can't be true either, Dave. That's the thing. He wants to pretend that he's 100% all the time. That cannot be true. You're not 100% all the time. So Dave goes, "This is such a bad week to make that conjecture. No real sources has for years broken all the big Mania stuff months before it happens. You'd have to both never read an issue and have no clue of what's reported to say that. You have to never read an issue." He talks about the Observer like it's the Bible. And also only listen to the highest level of frauds. The highest level of frauds. Like yourself. And where does Dave, like, he has this way of talking, the highest level of frauds. They fear it. Like, where's he hearing this, like, vernacular, you know? And then this guy says, "I don't subscribe because I don't want to waste money. You've been wrong much more than you've been right. Provide an example that you knew that the plan was AJ and Cena. Blur out the names of your sources for journalistic reasons. Prove them. Eric Bischoff is right about you." Well, it's true. And then Meltzer blocked him, though, real quick after saying that to him. So do you know what I mean? Like, Meltzer, so he just says, "You're fucking, Dave, you're wrong." Meltzer goes, "Oh, man, you completely got owned here. You listen to frauds." Then he blocks right away. So it's like, okay, if it's true that what he's saying is fraudulent and bullshit, he's not saying anything like sexual or like derogatory or anything that you could put as like, "Oh, that's just like weirdo. What the fuck is this guy saying?" He's not saying anything like that warrants a block right away. He's just like, "Oh, you fucking suck and you're a fraud." And then he just blocks him right away. No prior interactions, at least not that I know of. And then he just writes this paragraph, like projecting on this dude. And it's like, Dave, if you were actually right and confident in your response to this guy, you wouldn't have blocked him right after. Or maybe they've been going at it. I don't know. Because it's like if some people have a couple interactions or something, and then you just decide, yeah, fuck this person. I totally get that, right? The block's there for a reason. And it's your social media. Like, your social media is not a fucking democracy, you know? The mute button's there for a fucking reason. You don't need to let anyone on there you don't want, right? So, but when it comes to just like the way Dave handles the shit, he will sit there and like write this whole paragraph, condescend, and then ultimately, though, you know he doesn't believe what he's fucking saying because he blocked the dude. Or what he'll do to guys like Niccolo Piccolo is he will fucking talk to other people through him. Do you know what I mean? Or through other people to him. Do you know what I'm saying? So he'll address what Nick's been saying that day, but he won't respond to him. Or like he'll address what Bischoff's been saying that day. Sometimes he's kind of gone at Bischoff, but he'll address what like a Bischoff's saying, but he'll say it to like a sicko. He won't do it like through Bischoff, but he's clearly like upset about that and like prowling what everyone's tweeting about him and shit. Vanity searching. It's psychotic, you know? So Dave Meltzer had this to say about Collision. AEW Collision ratings up despite strong competition. It's so cute when he does this. Speaking of business, right? Darby Allin, he went on the Ariel Helwani show. We covered that on last night's PWT live show every Wednesday and Saturday. And Darby Allin was just a complete and utter dipshit. I'll point that out first and foremost. But he also said that they cut out the cancer. The cancer is gone. And people thought he was talking about CM Punk. Now, CM Punk, because other people have called Punk a cancer and whatnot. Now, CM Punk, he is friends with Darby Allin. So I don't think that, or at least they were friendly, right? He was friends with Jack Perry too at one point. We saw how that ended. He was friends with Tony Khan as well. And then he made him fear for his life, I guess. So who knows? But also Jericho going back to WWE makes so much sense too. Like MVP, we know that they don't get along. He's prominent on that show. Him and Punk don't get get along, but they could just shake hands. It's not like they almost got physical, like MVP and Jericho allegedly almost did a couple times. So Darby said the cancer's gone, and people thought it was CM Punk. Now, Darby clarified and was like, no, I meant like people who didn't want to lose. And I go and watch PWT live show. I pointed out that it's like, yeah, of course, Darby, when the people left that refused to put you over and let you jump through fiery glass and porcupine meat to fucking pin them or whatever. Yeah, they didn't want to lay down for you and do fucking jump through a table on Owen Hart's birthday or whatever off the ceiling, like whatever stupid shit you're trying to fucking do. Yeah, I'm sure you're happy those guys are gone, right? So he's sitting here calling, Aleister Black and Miro and Andrade and shit cancers, even though Andrade's back and Dave's one of the guys that he lumped together in that whole cancer scenario where these guys don't want to lose. They just want to go back to the Fed, that type shit. And also Dave says the same shit about Lashley and them. So is it really that they're removed, or was fucking Darby's ego just hurt? Because he's like the most egotistical motherfucker ever. Go and watch that egotistical ass interview. And then he's sitting there going, ego's whack, man. The death of the ego, brah. And it's like, dude, you're an egotistical fuck. Like, you're just projecting hard. But yeah, I guess he wasn't talking about Punk. Here's Dave's reaction to the whole situation. Let's see if he alludes to any people in particular being cancers or not.
Darby basically says, Ariel asks him, how's the backstage? And he goes like, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. Everyone's on the same page. It's awesome to work here. We had some guys and they didn't want to lose, and, they ruined it. And he goes, what happened? He goes, the cancer is gone. So now he says the cancer is gone. All right. So all of a sudden on social media, it's like everywhere. It's like he just ripped on CM Punk. And it's like, I knew immediately that.
And it's like, I knew, of course, immediately he didn't mean CM Punk. No, you didn't know that immediately. Or if you did, good for you. You watched the interview. You're not one to critique people's social media activity, Dave fucking Meltzer.
Wasn't CM Punk. Later, to make sure that there's no confusion, the guy says that he didn't mean CM Punk. He didn't say who he means. I think we all know who he means, okay? The guys that...
See? They show Aleister, Rusev. Remember, he said Lashley and MVP are like these guys. Remember, he tried to say Andrade is like these guys too. We've chronicled it all here, Dave. You're fucked. It's a show now. You're fucked.
That disappeared off of TV.
It's a show.
Didn't do jobs. They are. You could say
Double DMW. It's a show now.
It would take me an hour to go through all of it. But as far as not wanting to do jobs, CM Punk did have his idea of what the best thing for business was.
Oh my God. His idea. Punk had his idea of what the best thing, and it wasn't as best as the best guy, Brian.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Dude, his idea was make them money, and it was successful, and it was actually successful. And not only was it actually successful, but it was saving AEW after it plummeted once Rhodes left and a couple other people. It seemed as though some people were unhappy, and then Punk saved it and gave it like new life again. And he gave Rampage its highest rating, and then Tony let it go to shit. And then they had to create Collision for Punk because he's saving this company, and then he just let it go to shit. His vision, Tony's is way better, clearly, by the amount of people in the seats. There's more people in the background of this picture of Punk's return on Rampage than have been at the last two fucking AEW shows.
Okay. You know what I mean? Like he would lose to people he thought he should lose to for the benefit of the business.
Look at that. Punk's idea of what this wrestling thing was. This is what Punk means when he's like, I'm not sure what they're trying to do over there or what Dave Meltzer's doing. Like, I'm not sure, but it's not the pro wrestling business. And then Dave's sitting here going, well, Punk is doing what he thought was best for the business. So what Punk's idea was he win matches because he's really over, and then he lose to other guys to help get them over and help the professional fucking wrestling business.
Learn, baby, learn. Meltzer Inferno.
And this is a concept, Brian. That's just not what it's about. It's the wrestling. Like, he's so ass backwards. Dave goes on to, he sits here and prefaces it by going, you know, Punk did what he thought was good, his idea of what good business was. And then he goes on to explain what the wrestling business is. Oh, an over guy gets other people over that he deems worthy, and that people deem worthy because they're behind him, and he can give them the fucking rub and sell tickets and make these guys into stars, and he's not going to put over the guys that he clearly aren't going to be stars, because look at Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy in the business they're fucking doing right now.
CM Punk did have his idea of what the best thing for business was.
Okay, what's his idea, Dave, of the best thing for business?
You know what I mean? Like
what's the best thing?
Lose to people he thought he should lose to for the benefit of the business.
Okay, there you go.
He was not someone who was like, I have to win all my matches.
So then why'd they kick him out? So the wrestling business, Dave. His idea of the business was the wrestling business. Okay, fucking moron. But now listen to how he glazes Takeshita, which is fine. I glaze Takeshita too. I like Takeshita. Okada versus Takeshita, and Dave goes, are they building Okada versus Takeshita? Yes, Dave, and you know they're doing that because they're not really doing a good job of telling the story. They are starting to, well, I give them credit. This is Okada Takeshita just sort of laying out like, okay, they're feuding, and Takeshita's kind of looked at as the future Okada, and like they're on the same team, but they kind of don't like each other. They are, at least it is a consistent thing that, like, if you tune into every Dynamite, they do a little something that tells you this much. But also Dave constantly tells us that this is what they're doing. So yeah, I mean, if you're a sicko or a wacko and you pay attention to the IWC and what's going on, like, yeah, Dave, we know this is your fantasy mark booking come to life here. We fucking know that. Whatever. I'm not going to get mad at it. I do give AEW a little bit of credit, and who knows if it's Callis or Okada, Takeshita, all three of them going, well, you know, if we just like tell a bit of story every week, you know, it might be kind of interesting. So I won't lie, to me, that's what's like piquing my interest in Dynamite or Collision whenever you throw it on, is sort of just the little teases and buildups to, like, when Callis family was eating for his birthday, but Takeshita's over in New Japan winning the New Japan title, and that's sort of taking Okada's spot, and then like he's on the TV, Okada turns it off. They're doing little fucking things, and they're trying to tell a bit of a story here, and I like that.
I mean, obviously, there's a big Okada Takeshita match coming very soon.
And look at how happy Dave is that this match is coming very soon, Brian.
You know, I mean, by very soon, I mean a couple of months. I don't mean like in the next week or two, but in a couple of months. And it could be at the Tokyo Dome, but my gut tells me, I could be wrong, that they've spent so much time on AEW television building this that I don't think that they're going to do it at the Tokyo Dome. I think it's going to be like maybe at World's End.
Who gives a
but
fuck?
what that leads
None
to
of
the
these
Tokyo Dome, I
papers
don't
now.
know. When Goto came out, I thought, okay, this is the Tokyo Dome. And they did the challenge and everything like that. And then Takeshita afterwards in his interview said that he wants to go into the Tokyo Dome with one successful title defense. And so he's going to wrestle Goto before the Tokyo Dome. So there's no, I mean, a lot of people are mad because nobody knows what's going on for the Tokyo Dome.
Who's a lot of people are mad because no one knows what's going on. Who's mad, Dave? Again, like, I'll defend AEW from the same bullshit. Who's mad that they don't know what's going on? No one cares. No one gives a fuck about Wrestle Dream, bro. No one gives a shit. So what are you talking about? There are a lot of people who are mad. No, it's like you and your goofy ass friends who glaze you. I forget all their names, the chuckle fucks. We covered them on one of these episodes. They all just, like, you know, when they were all talking about the Hall of Fame and CM Punk can't go in it because he was mean to AEW. And I mean, Moxley should definitely go in. Like, just glazing Meltzer, regurgitating his ideas back to him to, like, reaffirm his shit to him to get in his good graces. Other than you guys, no one cares.
Going to the Tokyo Dome with one successful title defense, and so he's going to wrestle Goto before the Tokyo Dome. So there's no, I mean, a lot of people are mad because nobody knows what's going on for the Tokyo Dome. I mean, it's like, and I mean, I have no idea. I mean, obviously there's a big Okada Takeshita match coming.
I have no idea. Why not? I thought you study and learn. People within WWE reportedly believe Chris Jericho is returning to the company. People in WWE believe that he's coming to WWE. For what that's worth, we'll see. It's up to him.
Stupid idiot.
No shit, Dave. We all see what's going on. He's fucking teasing it. And as we covered on PWT Live show on Wednesday this week, time cop, when you hear this in clip form, Jericho's cruise has nothing to do with AEW this year, which is quite suspect there for sure. And I broke that down extensively. Speaking of outrage here, Mercedes Mone fucking trashed Meltzer. And this is why I shout out Mone. I like Mone, dude. I do. I know people are mad about the belt class. That didn't trigger me too much. It's just you can't argue to me. It's like it's not helping anyone, or it's helping the indies a bit by Mone coming over there and wrestling. They're selling some tickets. That's good, but as far as like the TV show, like Dino, it's not helping Tony Khan or like anyone in AEW, other than Mone, but she'd be doing this regardless. If she got paid this amount by another company and there was no AEW, and I know this is playing like if there was no WWE, we could do all that as well. But like Mone was about to dip out and go to Japan and do indies and shit regardless. Like if there was, that is what she was doing. She was going to TNA. She was going to Japan. She was going to fucking Ring of Honor. She was just out of WWE at that point. She did not give a fuck. Okay. So AEW doesn't matter. Look at Naomi. She went to TNA as well. You know what I'm saying? If there was no anything, Mone would have got her money and she wouldn't have gotten as much, but that's why Tony's a money mark, right? But, Meltzer posted his thoughts on X. And, Mercedes Mone, someone asked the question, does Mercedes Mone have a shot at Female Wrestler of the Year? I think it's close between Mone and Sky. And then Meltzer says, that's a tough category. In ring, the best is Sari. In ring, the best is the girl that Tony Khan just signed and stuck in fucking Ring of Honor. Oh my God.
Shut up, bitch.
When Dave says shit like this. All around, the best in ring is Sari. Oh my God. All around as contenders, I see Tony Storm, Mone, Sky, Sari, and Saya Kamitani as favorites.
You fucking mark.
Bro, it's fucking Io Sky, or it's Stephanie Vaquer, or it's Mone, or it's Tony Storm. It's nobody else, okay? If you want to talk AEW and WWE. It's not Sari and Saya Kamitani. What is that, like a fucking cocktail? Oh, I'm over here now. So Mone responded and said, she goes, I fucking love Mone, dude. She goes, you a dumba, stupida, saltia marca. I'm the greatest of all time. Tenna Belsa Monea, the CEO, Ultimoa Monea. I had the greatest year of my career. Who's better than me? Oh my God, dude. She fucking roasted his
Sometimes
ass.
in life, you got to be a hoe.
I love it. You dumb, salty mark. Let's go, dude. I'm there for fucking Mone. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week.